Good evening. It's August 23rd, and I'm taking an evening walk. I know people like that, and I was busy all day working on an editing job that I got done. And then so I realized I had some time here, and I thought, well, let's go out and take an evening walk, because things always look interesting in the evening. So I think what I'm going to do is go down to the creek, just because that's also interesting in the evening. And then we will walk up to 13th and walk along 13th and back, I think is my plan. Not a really long walk, maybe half an hour or so. So yeah, I was editing all day. This morning I had to send in corrections for my new Daw Books novel, The Tangled Stars, which is coming out only in ebook on October 18th. And so I had noticed some typos and things to fix, which I sent in today. I think I get another crack at looking at the whole thing yet before it comes out. And so that was done. It'll be my 12th novel for Daw. Some sort of a milestone, I guess. Things always look brighter to the camera than they do to my naked eye. So it has to get quite dark before you really get quite the what I see, but that's okay. It's still interesting. You can see the street lights are coming on, and of course the car lights look more intriguing in the dark, near dark. It's about 18 degrees, I think, something like that right now. So very pleasant. It didn't get all that hot today, and it was cloudy all day too. We had rain last night, which was very unfortunate. It was quite a intense little localized downpour that meant they couldn't come and work on our deck that they're building today, which was annoying for us. Hopefully, since it didn't rain all day, it'll be dry enough tomorrow for them to come in and carry on. It's very nice out, actually. I like this, kind of cool, and it's a little breezy, which is nice. So I haven't got that editing job done. I have other things. I have a new book of poetry that I need to turn around really quick, because the author, Belinda Betker, is going to be featured on Sask Book Week at the end of September, so I have to have her book published by then, ideally. It's actually a reprint, that one, of a book originally published by Kato Books called Phases. However, my next priority, I have one more little chapter I have to edit freelance for someone on something I've been working with a long time. And then I have to write my short story for Shapers of Worlds Volume 3, which is my third anthology featuring authors who are guests on my podcast, The World Shapers, which you can find at theworldshapers.com. That features my interviews with other science fiction and fantasy authors about the creative process. All the stories are in except mine, so once I get mine done, then I can complete that book. It'll be out this fall along with other books from Shadowpaw Press, so I've got a busy publishing schedule lined up for myself. All right, well, here we are on the dike. Hear the insects in the bushes and on the creek. almost like night vision. The screen is so much brighter than what I'm seeing. Dramatic lighting on that house. Oh, quite a breeze. Seems to be blowing from the north. I guess that's why it's cooler today. See the cars flashing through the trees over on the other side of the creek. I don't know if you can hear the insects, but I sure can. You can see the lights reflecting on the water down there. Also, through these bushes, which have grown back substantially from where they were. I think there's people up here. Coming my way. Hello. So we'll cross over and walk along the creek like I normally do. I just don't normally do it this time of night, so it should be more interesting. And I'll do my usual look up and down the creek, only now it's at twilight. It's 8:30 here. Days are getting noticeably shorter. Wasn't that long ago this would still have been broad daylight. It's very pretty with the lights reflecting on the water. Of course it's getting darker with every step, so it should be more dramatic by the time I get to the end of the walk. I don't know if I'll go all the way to 13th or not. I'll see how my time is doing. The path is lit at somewhat infrequent intervals with these orange lights. I keep thinking I'm feeling drops of rain. There's hardly any cloud up there. I mean, there is some, but just a thin. I definitely think it's managing to spit a little bit even out of that. Sun is down, obviously, but you do get a long, lingering twilight in these higher latitudes, unlike in the tropics where the sun comes up like thunder, as the saying goes, and sets the same way. Probably prime mosquito time too, but they aren't too bad on the path. I definitely won't go into the grass though. I'll stay on the concrete today. People down in Waterfall Park. Can't see anything down there though. Somewhere down there. Hi, James. Yes. Good advice. Don't disturb the winged denizens in the foliage, indeed. The creatures of the night. The creatures of the swamp, anyway. There's people down there, but I can't see them. I just hear them. Also denizens of the night, I guess. Because there is a path over there which I've walked sometimes, but I suspect I would not appreciate the number of mosquitoes likely to be lurking there this time of the day and in this temperature. Baseball diamonds over here, including this one, which has permanent Christmas lights on it for some reason. I guess if they're on all year, they're not Christmas lights, but they sure look like Christmas lights. Multi-hued, changing. Oh, is that a dog? You almost always see a dog. I believe that is someone walking a dog, indeed. I think they spray breeding, like ponds, pools, things that are likely to breed mosquitoes. They don't do fogging. Well, not usually, anyway. Our first dog of the day. Doesn't matter what time you're out here, you'll always run into somebody with a dog. And a jogger, that's the other thing you often run into. Well, not literally. Usually they go by, one hopes. Them and the cyclist, you don't want to run into them literally. Nobody playing baseball. Too dark. Game called on account of darkness. I'll probably walk tomorrow, but there's no guarantees, so I really wanted to get one in today. There's a couple of other odd things happening tomorrow, so we'll see how it plays out. My daughter's about to go back to university, which means I will have a car every day, which gives me the opportunity to go a little further afield on my walks than I have been able to most of this summer. So there are a few places I went a few times last year that I haven't been to yet this year, like Sask Polytechnic and out to Arcola East part of the town. I've been up to the northwest one walk. I haven't been over to Harbor Landing for a while. I might, depending on how things play out tomorrow, I might be over there, but I'm not promising anything. I need to go to Lowe's and buy light bulbs for the bathroom, and it's over there. So I'd like to combine that with my walk at some point. And I also have some books to drop off, which I think I will craft a walk around down in the Hillsdale area, or Whitmore Park. That'll be a fairly long walk, so I'll maybe wait till it's a bit cooler. But anyway, the walking will continue. Walking will continue until morale improves. There's the horseshoe pitch. Still nobody playing horseshoes. That would seem to be a dangerous pastime in the twilight. I think rather than keep walking up Elphinstone, which is mostly just going to be car lights going by, once I get across here, I'll move over into the residential area. As you you can see, it's gotten quite a bit darker since the last time I stopped on a bridge to look at the creek. So in fact, we'll just go down to College and then go in one block to the east. And then I'll head on up to 13th, I think. I don't know if I'll zigzag or go straight. I will play it by ear. There's the Neil Balco Centre, which I often walk by, and the Seniors Activity Centre. There's lights through the trees. All houses look more interesting in twilight with the light in the windows, I think. I smell wood smoke. Someone's got a fireplace going. There's the Seniors Activity Centre there. So let's go in one block here, but we will go further north yet. Just to be on quieter streets. Looking east along College Avenue. Glow-in-the-dark horseshoes. That might actually be interesting. If you had glow-in-the-dark stakes, glow-in-the-dark horseshoes. Could be a whole new craze. You should start a new league. I mean, there's glow-in-the-dark bowling. Why not horseshoes? Could go down the alley, but that one seems to have no lights at all for some reason. Ooh! Unexpected dip in the sidewalk there. Why is that guy driving on the wrong side of the road? Interesting choice. It's not a one-way street though. Okay, we'll go up this way. We'll definitely make it to 13th and then I'll head back home from there. I see there are people watching on YouTube. Nobody has said hello. If you're on YouTube, say hello. James, that I've been talking to, is on Facebook. Should really walk down the other side of the street where there's not just cars on some blocks. Oh, except there's the sidewalk is blocked on this side of the street, so that was a poor choice. Oh, there's someone on Facebook. Myrna, hello. And Tracy. Hello. Yes, I am occasionally live. I always have the live stream and then I always post a higher definition version. There's somebody blocking the whole sidewalk there. Who knew it was so fraught? Oh, that's not a car. That's something much bigger. Are they building, tearing down, renovating? Don't know. Too dark to tell. When I live stream, I'm limited to 720 because Facebook will only allow you to stream at 720, and I like to stream to both Facebook and YouTube. If I were just streaming on YouTube, I could potentially stream at a higher definition. But I do have people like James tonight, who's watching on Facebook. So I don't want to give up my Facebook streaming. This is St. Mary's Anglican Church here. Oh, and Robin. Well, I've discovered many parts of the city that I never knew, so I've lived here for 34 years now. More than half my life, which is surprising to me since I still think of myself as a Weyburn boy as much as anything. Yes, and I do still think of myself as a boy. My mother always used to say when she was older that in her heart she was still that little barefoot girl growing up on a farm in Missouri during the Depression. And I thought, well, Mom, but you're old and you have arthritis. But now I totally understand, because in your head you're still always that child that you were, or at least some of us are. I would count myself among that number. Now let me think. Let's go in another block here. Dark enough I have to be a little careful of where I put my feet. And now that you're not seeing so much sky, it looks about as dark on the screen as it does to my eye, maybe darker, whereas earlier it was noticeably lighter on the screen than on my eye. My naked eye, if you pardon the expression. The only nudity in these videos is my naked eye. And believe me, that's all you want to see. There's well, the sky is light here too, but it'd be lighter there because you are considerably further west of us in Edmonton. There's still quite a bit of light in the sky, but it's certainly noticeable that the days are getting shorter, and morning is not coming as early as it did. Morning light. Why, it's almost like we're on some sort of tilted over ball that's circling our source of light. Here's where I was trying to get to, and I timed it pretty good. This is, you can see the spires of the cathedral there. And then up here in front of us is, it used to be a nunnery, now it's condos. But somewhere along here there's a path I think I can take through this park. That's Holy Rosary School over there, Holy Rosary Cathedral. Hello. So if I turn right here, we can take a little walk to the Darkened Park behind the condos here and see how what the camera makes of that. Not much, apparently. Hasn't adjusted to that very well at all. Now I can definitely see better than you can. It doesn't seem to adjust even if I touch the screen, so well, we will be back in the light. One step into the light, one step away from night. It's the longest step you'll ever take. It's an old Moody Blues song. The ship to take you there is waiting at the stairs that lead up in between your open eyes. Is that right? It's a very Moody Blues song, kind of mystical. Okay, so up ahead of us here now is the cathedral. We'll go in front of it and walk down 13th a bit and then head home. Well, I'll head home. You probably are already home, quite likely. Just, if you're not at home, you ought to be. That's what my my grandfather, supposedly, I never heard him say it, but I was told it by my mother. Her father used to tell people when they came to eat, said, well, make yourself at home. If you're not at home, you ought to be. Oh, yes, well, New Jersey, that's 2 hours time-wise different, and you're probably further south. You would be further south, too. There's the cathedral. The other thing my grandfather reportedly said was, well, as they sat down to eat, there it is. If you want to eat it up from the wife and kids, go ahead. Just to get a look here at the side of the cathedral. It's a very Spartan cathedral inside, not a Baroque or particularly decorated cathedral, very airy and light. Has a wonderful organ in it. They do organ concerts here. And the symphony has often done concerts here. But if we get out in front of it here, I like those three houses there too. They're like old houses. Most of them have businesses in them now. Not all of them. I think a couple of those are still houses. We'll turn around and get a look at the front of the cathedral. See the rose window up there? Then we're going down 13th here. That's a coffee house over there. I don't write there though. It's a little too I don't know, it just has never appealed to me as a place to write. That's a parking lot. Very exciting. Oh, over there is Penny University, which is a wonderful local bookstore, which I need to get some more books to that I've recently published. And that's a clothing store. So this is kind of our funky little neighborhood here. Over there is Des Arts. That's an ice cream and candy shop on that corner. Very popular with kids and others. And then we've got Westminster United Church here, which you can't see very well until we get to the front. There you go, with the pillars. I've sung in here. It's a wonderful place for singing in. Good acoustics, so they often do concerts in here. Choirs I've sung in have sung in here. Would have been a Presbyterian church to begin with. More stores, I'm not sure what they all are. Another coffee shop over there in Gales Forest. This is Brandy's Corner Store, convenience store, where it also has a post office in it, so I do a lot of mailing there. Just mailed some stuff there not too long ago. Pacific Fresh Fish, where we get our fish. Because when you need fish, you want it to be fresh. If you go on down that way, there's a pub and a chocolate store and our meat store we go to, and kind of a gourmet food store that has cheese and stuff that we like to go into. Up here is the Mercury, which I like because it has a rocket ship on the roof. You might like that, James, if you're still there. James is an artist of science fiction and fantasy art. The Cathedral Pet Stop over there. Safeway. In fact, he did the art for 3 books I'm going to be publishing by Leslie Gadalla, their Empire of Kaz series, trilogy. On my agenda after a couple of other things. I just published Leslie's book, The Legend of Sarah, which has a new cover, but the ones for her 3 books in the science fiction trilogy, James Beveridge did, and he's been walking with me tonight. You should look him up online. Mercury, yeah, it's kind of a diner kind of place. you know, hamburgers, fries, milkshakes, that kind of thing. This place sells insurance. I got my picture taken in there for my driver's license, you know, if you really care. It's our fairly new liquor store over here. There didn't used to be a liquor store there. There is now. I will turn toward home here soon. Once we get up here where I can take a look at the Artesian, and I'll walk home walk down along Angus there. There's another coffee shop and ice cream place on the corner that's popular. You can see there's people here even this time of night. Right there. Got a colorful place. Nice little deck over on this side too. I don't think there's anybody inside at the moment, but it has purple light, so that's something. This is the Christian bookstore here, Burns Hanley. There's a New Age bookstore just on the other side, and so far lightning has not struck either side, either establishment. If we went on up there another block, we would reach Albert Street, but I don't want to go that far. Or 2 blocks. 1 block past the next intersection. Tea store, cup of tea, paper umbrella is a stationery and that sort of thing. And then you have the Traditions Craft Gallery there. And then there's a shoe store next to that. This used to be a gallery on the corner, but now it's some other kind of store. And then as we go around the corner here, we'll see the Artesian on 13th, which is a former church that's now a theater. With the A on the steeple up there. And I've performed in there and have introduced shows in there because that used to be home base for Golden Apple Theater that I was on the board of. And that's Albert Street, and downtown is in that direction. But we're not going there. We're going home now. Down Artesian here. Artesian. Angus. Past the Artesian. This will also take us by another place with a kind of fantasy element to it. There's a B&B up here called the Dragon's Nest. Has a dragon out front, which we will see momentarily. Apartment building here. Another blocked sidewalk. Mostly old houses along here. At this corner, I totaled a no car. Got hit at this intersection in our old Volvo, and it was totaled after that, which was annoying. So again, Albert Street is just over there. And then up here, where these lights are, is the Dragon and the B&B. Up there you can see it. Might be my thumbnail tonight. Apartments, condos over there. Oh, wait, there's more stuff going by. Nope, not a church anymore. It used to be Church of God, I think. Well, there are street lights, but They're on the other side of the street and I'm walking under tree branches. That's why it's so dark over here. There's actually, the usual allotment of street lights, although I think there's one out up here. So occasionally you do find one that's out. Yeah, it looks like there should be one more along here. I think there should be one right in there that's out. This is a very uneven sidewalk for some reason. The trees have pushed it up with their roots. So it's not the best for walking on in the dark. Church of God or Assembly of God, the Artesian. It was still a church when I moved here, but it hasn't been for many, many years now. Had a book launch there too. It has a nice downstairs lounge with a bar, and you can rent it, and they look after, they make money on the bar sales, but that means you can offer refreshments without having to worry about a license or stocking it yourself or anything like that. There's Albert Street, Petrocan on that corner, and this building was the second Sastel building. Now has other things in it. Apartments over here on this side. And this will connect us directly to Angus Crescent, where I live. Not a lot of lights on there at nighttime. Few. It's not that late, it's only 9 o'clock. It does get creepy if you're walking alone at night, really late. Have done some theater at Globe Theatre downtown, and we were living at the time on Scar Street, so it was just straight down Scarth Street, but it does make you far more aware of your surroundings walking at night, I find. This used to be the Church of Christ Scientist, now it's the Unitarian Center. Also used as a theater for fringe. The auditorium is used for fringe shows. Well, I'm always worried I'll have a fall and I'll be in a wheelchair, but it hasn't happened yet. Or get run over by. I'll go this way because there's a car coming. Yeah, sure. I'll go down this way instead of going down the Crescent. I walk down the Crescent all the time. Go down here, we can go by Davin School. They call it the Crescents now, but I will not change the name that I know it by. That's it over there, but I'm going to go down the alley, which has no lights, so this is dark. I can see pretty well, but you can't. That's Davin School over there, where the lights are. As long as I keep my eyes off the screen, I can see pretty well. But yeah, the camera's not adjusting at all for some reason. It surprises me. We'll take the first alley when I get to it, get back on the Crescent. I just came this way to get a look at the school over there. There's lights down at the other end of the alley, but not down at this end. So we'll go up this side alley, which will take us to the Crescent proper again. airplane just went over. Little one. All right, back to civilization. Of course, in the wintertime, you don't have much choice but to walk in the dark if you're out after about 5 o'clock. And it's coming. Winter is coming. I see that the prequel to Game of Thrones is now available on HBO. Haven't tried watching it yet. Not sure how interested I am. But you know, it's got swords and armor and dragons, so that pretty much keeps me entertained. Another dog in front of us. This is a nice walk when the Christmas lights are up. So if you look at what's pinned on my channel, it's actually a Christmas light walk in this neighborhood. Alrighty, I will stop here. So thanks for walking with me. Probably be back tomorrow. If not, I'll be back the day after that, likely. Anyway, that's it for now. Good night.